When 9/11 happened, we didn't say it's Bush's fault. 9/11 happened, we said, the enemy's out, America united. So I think we had an opportunity to be united. I think we missed the mark by picking on that guy. And then it was, you're a Democrat, you're a Republican, I'm supposed to hate you. And then there was division. Then Biden gets elected, and everyone's like, this guy's going to be the president of peace. Yeah, okay, cool, let's see. He's going to be the one that's going to bring peace. Shambles with Afghanistan. Then you got Ukraine and Russia. Then you got Israel and Hamas.
Okay, I get it. You're on the red team.
In this heated debate, Patrick Bet-David exposes Bill Maher by calling out the deep political division that took over during the pandemic and things like how Biden's presidency faltered Afghanistan, Ukraine, Israel, and makes the case that things didn't go as planned. He flips the script on Bill, who tries to downplay Trump's economic success, showing that Trump actually stabilized the economy and avoided major conflicts. So make sure to watch till the end to see how Patrick Bet-David exposes Bill Maher in this heated debate.
I don't have a team like
It's not
that.
about the red team.
It really is, because it's like, it's so easy to like pick apart Afghanistan. I feel like that's such a bullshit one. Yeah, did they stick the landing? No, they didn't. They did not stick the landing on Afghanistan. I'm not 1,000,000% sure that it would have gone differently, however they did it, whoever did it. But no, probably somebody could have done it in a more efficient way. What I know is he was the one who had the guts to do it, which needed to be done. Nobody else would rip off the Band-Aid. But it just in general, these sort of like...
Trump was going to do it in May, and he was going to do it in a different way. So let me ask a question a different way with you.
Okay, but this rosy picture of Trump that you paint, again, I don't know why it has to be so red team, blue team. I'll give you that the worst things that could have happened under Trump did not. You're right. He did not nuke a hurricane as he once proposed or thought about. That alone should be scary enough that he considered it. There are good people around him. I'm glad there's good people around him who will convince him that you can't nuke a hurricane. But that is the kind of stable genius you think was a good president or you want back there. That doesn't keep you up at night. So, did he do that? No. Doesn't mean he wouldn't in the future. He's insane in a lot of ways, truly insane. And yes, the economy, not a hard thing to do if you do that kind of Republican, tax slashing of the richest. It does put a lot of money in society. Of course, they get most of it back. But Biden's the one who had the harder job, which was making sure the economy didn't crash after the pandemic, which I thought it would. I said, how can you spend $6 trillion, more than we spent on World War II, in just a couple of years? And soft landing, I mean, I could give you the stats, but if Trump was president, you don't think he would be bragging about this economy? You don't think he would be bragging about those numbers?
Bill Maher tries to downplay Biden's handling of Afghanistan, but Patrick Bet-David points out Trump set the plan in motion with his May deadline. But when the withdrawal led to the rapid escalation of the Taliban's control and Joe taking office, he extended the deadline to August. However, by then, the Taliban already made significant advances, which only made the situation worse. Bill defends Biden's economy, but Trump's pre-pandemic economy was thriving. Jobs, wages, and the stock market were all up. Biden's $1.9 trillion American Rescue Plan, however, contributed to a 7% inflation spike in 2021, a level not seen in decades. Despite claims of recovery, this inflation has hurt American families and overshadowed any economic gains. In short, Patrick Bet-David's points are more factual. Biden's record on foreign policy and economy doesn't stack up well against Trump's, and Bill glosses over that.
It's interesting.
The stock market, the unemployment level, inflation going down.
I think.
Isn't that all true?
I think.
You're such a politician. You can't just answer the question.
No, I think your voice became so big the last 3 years, and I think you've gotten so many things on that you have a massive Republican and conservative and libertarian listeners.
I
Massive.
know. Because, right, you're right.
Why do you think, though? Why do you think that is?
Because I call out the left on their bullshit.
You know what else is bullshit? You not subscribing. So if you've enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. It helps out the channel a lot.
Which bullshit?
The left?
No, I know, but what part of the bullshit? I agree.
Oh.
So, the whole thing you said by the next 20 years, we're all going to be gay. That one thing they did that went right, that was phenomenal, right? You gave out stats. It was data-driven, 0.07% traditional, all this stuff.
That was a joke at the beginning of it.
But then you said...
no, of course, I understand what you're talking about. It was about the trendiness that there is why you're asking me why they like me. I'll tell you why. Because take an issue like that. There is a sensible answer there that is not what either side is saying, which is that trans is, of course, a real thing. Some people are just born and they feel like not like the body they have, put it that way. And that's a real thing. And they should be allowed to enjoy a great life with no judgment and support and sometimes actual surgery, if that's your choice. I'm a libertarian. Do what you want with your body, as long as it doesn't hurt somebody else. And there's an element now that is also trendy. Both things are true. But of course, if you say that, you don't have a team. And I don't want either one of those fucking teams. That's why
but by the way, so libertarian.
But that's the truth. It's somewhat trendy.
Yeah.
Kids are just doing it sometimes because the grossest thing to be would be anything hetero or cis.
I think it's weird. I think it's very weird. So that's one. So you brought that up, and that got a lot of parents, left, right, middle, doesn't matter where you are, who have kids. They're like, look, I just want my kids to be. I'm not trying to celebrate and force my kids and say, thank God I got a gay kid. I'm so happy. If the kid is gay, he's gay. Not the celebrating the fact that he is gay. Let me help you become even more gay than you are. It's a little weird.
Bill Maher calls the rise in LGBTQ identification a trend, which in some ways, yeah, you can call it that. But if you dig deeper, a 2023 Gallup poll shows that 7.6% of adults now identify as LGBTQ+, with the majority being Gen Z. It's not just some trend that comes and goes. It's becoming a shift in how society views identity.
I've seen gay people hung from cranes in Iran.
Yeah, I lived there 10 years.
I'm saying.
I know. The biggest comedian, they killed him. They cut his dangle and put it in his mouth.
Is that right?
Yeah, in Germany at a hotel. But so let me go back to...
They cut his dick off
and put it in his mouth.
That's such a mob thing to do.
That isn't. You know who did that? The same people a lot of these guys support with Hamas and the Iran-funded militias that's being created. They did that to that comedian. There's a lot of vicious things that happened during that. But I want to stay on this topic with you. I'm curious. Because I think you were one of the most necessary voices the last 3 years. And I said this in a video earlier.
Well,
we talk about it on the podcast all the time. I put you in the camp of you, Rogan. It's like 10 names that I put up. Super necessary because you're not supposed to have the positions that you have. Then you said you sat with Seth MacFarlane. Phenomenal conversation, the one that you had. I watched that one. Then he had Jimmy Kimmel on. I love the fact that he came on the podcast. I applaud him that he came on, and he actually sounded reasonable when you guys were talking. And the vaccine position you took, and you said you took one for the camp, you took one for the team, right?
Took one for the team,
right? So you took one. So you didn't want to take it for the team.
I mean, that's being a little more charitable than I deserve. I did take one for the team, but I also did it for myself because if I hadn't have done it, I just could not have lived my life. They wouldn't have let me within 20 feet of the building that I work.
You think that's okay?
No, I don't.
Yeah, but that's the position.
No, I don't. I resent it to this day. But I also, again, believe in some level of compromise. And that was mine.
You ever read the book Power versus Force?
No.
Okay, in this book, Power versus Force, they talk about how there's the lowest level of, consciousness, apathy, guilt, all these things, anger, desire, all this stuff. That's a lower, and then the level you come up is what? Courage. You have the courage to have the conversation, and we have a dispute and disagreement, and we hash it out, right?
Right.
Well, we got the courage to talk about it. You got the courage to have Kid Rock here. You have the courage to have, you've had everybody here. Stephen A. Smith here.
Hitler.
Yeah, you haven't had him yet, but you've had the courage to have a lot of people here, right? That's courage. then it's acceptance that we're different,
Right.
then willingness to talk,
Right.
and the ability to reason, and then it goes
Correct.
to love and a few other levels this book talks about.
Yeah.
I think
I see.
if we put levels of consciousness by political party, I think libertarian is probably in the middle. It's kind of like, look, man, do what you want to do. I accept the differences. I'm willing to have it out. But I think the left falls below 200 level of consciousness because it's a lot of force. And we know what's right for you, and you don't. There is no reason on the left.
Oh,
Wrapping this whole debate up, Bill Maher tried to defend Biden on some things, but honestly, when it comes to major issues like inflation, he glossed over some major points like 7% inflation in 2021 and how Biden's handling of the economy doesn't quite stack up, especially considering Trump's pre-pandemic success. Bill's take on Afghanistan was shaky too, ignoring how Trump's deadline set the whole thing in motion, and Biden extending the deadline back further just made the situation worse. Patrick Bet-David really kept the conversation grounded with all the facts, while Bill kinda overlooked a lot of the important details in the points he was making. Anyways, if you've enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and leave your thoughts down in the comment section down below.